It's Nebraska and Colorado primetime Saturday night in any college football game. A lot of who ends up winning the game in most instances has to do with which quarterback is able to do what is asked of them in that game. I think this is the quarterback duel of the week. You got Dylan Raiola for Nebraska. You got Colorado's Shedeur Sanders. I mean, this is going to be a good one now. So let's ask that question together and answer that question together. What does either side need from their respective quarterback to ultimately win the game on Saturday night? We'll talk about it right now. First things first, make sure you're subscribed right here to the On3 YouTube channel, college football every single day. Also want to let y'all know the hard count is brought to y'all by our friends over at Prize Picks. Now, Prize Picks is daily fantasy made easy to play, easy withdrawal of your winnings. All you got to do is go to the Prize Picks board. We play exclusively college football on this show, and you just pick certain player projections, put two or more projections together, got yourself a lineup, you pick more or less on those projections, you're off to the races. Little teaser here. I have a Prize Picks lineup that I have already locked in. I know it's Wednesday. This is recording this on a Wednesday. I have already locked in this lineup for this game on Saturday. So if you want to tail me, awesome. You want to fail me or fade me, hopefully you don't fail me, even better, all right? So use code HARDCOUNT, $5 in lineups gets you $50 in promo funds over at prizepicks.com. You don't have to win. You just play $5 in lineups. You got $50 in promo funds to work with, again, using code HARDCOUNT. So I think Dylan Raiola and Shedeur Sanders, as talented as both are, they will have very different, I believe, requirements when it comes to what their respective teams are asking of them in this game. For Shedeur, I think he is essentially the engine of what Colorado is as a football team. Of the offense, yes, but as a football team overall. They will go as he goes. If he ends up having trouble getting going, kind of sputters out, then what happens to your car? Has trouble getting off the ground, has trouble moving. I don't believe Nebraska can score with Colorado. Let me just make that very clear right now. If this game becomes a shootout, it becomes a track meet, Colorado will win the game. And it'll be a very, very quiet situation in Memorial Stadium. The thing that I love so much about his game is not just the decision-making and the special throws that he makes downfield, but it's like the poise and pocket presence he has. Because let's be real here, he doesn't always have the best protection on the offensive line, at least dating back to last season. A little bit better against North Dakota State. We'll see what they are in this game. But the way that he's able to make all these off-platform throws, and I was talking to Will Compton about this, it's almost like a trick shot for him. Like he'll be fading back in the pocket, throw off the back foot, and it'll just be on a dime. The presence and the ability he has to move in the pocket is very special. The other thing that I love about his game, the ball placement that he has. Look at his numbers from a year ago. 430 pass attempts, 3 interceptions. Okay, that is ridiculous. That doesn't happen by coincidence or, he's got receivers just making plays for him. He definitely has a great wide receiver room, but the fact that he's consistently putting the ball in the right spot, not just the right place, the right spot, I think that's massive. When it's downfield, it's away from the defender and on the back shoulder for his receiver if the situation calls for that. When he's throwing to a guy, crossing the field in zone coverage, he's got to put it on him with room to run. Does a great job of doing that. Very rarely does he have a bad miss. And what I mean by that is if you're throwing an out route, a bad miss would be behind your receiver. Because in that situation, you're not missing to the sideline, you're missing to the DB, and it's a pick six the other way. He misses, even which is rare. If he misses, he's missing in the right spot. So I love that about his game. Again, in this situation against Nebraska, a good defense in Nebraska, they're going to ask Shedeur Sanders to be the one that is the catalyst to everything they do offensively. The run game, you hope it kind of shows up and can be viable for them to keep some balance within this thing. But Shedeur Sanders, at the end of the day, is going to be what makes or breaks Colorado in this football game, or keeps them in this football game, rather. For Dylan Raiola, as talented as he is throwing the football downfield, as special as his arm talent is, what I think his role is in this game is just be right. Just make the right decision, which sounds cliche. It's not really that novel of analysis. But Nebraska, what they want to do under Matt Rule is play complementary football. And what I mean by that is they want to run the ball. They want to play good defense. They want to get a stop, get a score. And you're like, JD, that sounds very simplistic. It's simple, but simple oftentimes is what wins you football games. And quite frankly, the last couple of years, especially last year, Nebraska did not have that. Turned the ball over multiple times in this game. And so when you turn the football over, you make bad decisions. You put your defense in a tough spot. You put them with their back against the wall, and then they're defending a short field, or you put yourself in 3rd and long if you can't run the football, or if you're making a poor decision as the quarterback, or you're holding the ball too long getting sacked. Like, all these things combine to work together to where they just want Dylan Raiola to be the cog in the machine that keeps it operational. Because I think Nebraska in this game feels like they have the advantage up front based on what we've seen so far from Colorado. And again, I know it's North Dakota State. I know there's a lot of quarterback design runs baked in there, but I think Nebraska will have the advantage in the trenches. They had the advantage in the trenches last year. Didn't matter. Why? Because quarterback play was not complimentary. So I think it's, hey, Dylan, can you just make the right decision? And then situationally, I do think there's going to be some instances where you need him to make you right. And what I mean by that is, like, adversity in the football game is just, it's unavoidable. Right? Like, you get backed up. I've said this many times from my takeaways from Nebraska this past weekend against UTEP. Big play downfield. I think it was Jalen Lloyd gets a big first down inside the red zone. Offensive pass interference, bring it back. 2nd and 30. Okay, quarterback. Got to make us right here. Got to kind of be the eraser to that mistake. What does he do? 2 passes later, first down, scoring drive. I don't think you want to ask that of him too much in this spot. Because the other thing for him that's going to be massive is, like, his poise. This is the biggest game of his career, his young career as a true freshman. Prime time, like I mentioned. Going to have a lot of people watching this game. I think the most watched game of the weekend will be this one. Got to have poise, but at the same time, situationally, I think you might need a couple of plays like that to keep up with what Colorado does when it comes to scoring points. So, again, I have this play locked in right now. PrizePicks.com, code HARDCOUNT. $5 in lineups gets you $50 in promo funds. Feel free to tail me here. Feel free to fade me here. The play that I have locked in is Isaiah Neyor, receiving yards for Nebraska. I like the more on 55.5. Isaiah Neyor had over 120 against UTEP. They will try to push the ball downfield. It may not be a thing where they're just airing it out every other play, but when they go deep, I think they will ask a good amount of him. I think they'll find some matchups they like. You would hope that it's a situation where Travis Hunter isn't following him, but it is what it is. I like his receiving yards for the more there on that 58.5 with the total. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pair that with Shedeur Sanders more than 1.5 passing touchdowns. Essentially, my thinking in this is, if Colorado is scoring points, probably going to be through the air. I think Colorado is going to score more than 2 touchdowns. So we're all with the more there on the 1.5 passing touchdowns. If you want to add one more square onto this, Caleb Williams, half a passing yard, free square all September. Go and lock that in. But again, code HARDCOUNT, prizepicks.com. If you want to tail me, let me know. Send me a screenshot on all the socials at JD Piquel, Twitter and Instagram. But let me know you're tailing me. And again, use code HARDCOUNT to get you started with some nice promo funds when you play a $5 lineup. All right, big week. Let's lock in. Make sure you're subscribed. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We're going to keep this party rolling, and we will see y'all next time. Hey, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also, be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.